occasionally I get brought into my shop a Brocock air pistol, which they don't realise that the Brocock pistol, or some of the Brocock pistols that use the Tandem air cartridge, are illegal. They're actually prohibited, and they fire, I'll show you one of the bullets. They fire these. They use a 2-2 pellet, but use a special pump to pump these up. These unscrew, the front unscrews, and you charge them up with an air pump called a Slim Jim. And you put the pellet in this front there. This is a new box. But the pistols, to own the pistol or the rifle is illegal. And this unscrews like that. Then this is put in the Slim Jim pump and pumped up, so you've got a reservoir of compressed air in there. And you put the 2-2 pellet or 177, whichever calibre it is, in there. You screw it back together, and then you put that in the gun. That way you can load a 6-gun like the real thing. But because some people was drilling them out to take the 38 bullet, and they were putting 38 calibre bullets in them and drilling the barrels out and using them as a weapon. But if you actually fired one, because the revolvers were generally, they were made of monkey metal, they would blow up. But the police banned them because I suppose the steel ones, which were the replica ones, that was converted to Brocock, they was made of steel, so they would take the pressure. But the normal Mazak ones, monkey metal ones, would have blown up if you actually fired it. But yeah, anyway, that is the cartridges for that. They also did a rifle that used the same system. The rifle used the big bullets like that. They were much bigger. I'll show you what they look like. Same sort of thing. You unscrew the front, you pump this up with air, so you've got a lot of compressed air in there. You put your pellet in there and screw it together, and then you can load them in a magazine just like a conventional centre-fire rifle or rimfire, and then you can put them in. When you fired it, the firing pin knocked the valve open at the back and let the air fire the pellet. It's quite a good idea, quite unique. They also actually did, as well as the rifle and the revolvers and pistols, they did a semi-auto pistol which used these micro cartridges. These are little tiny ones that went in the little semi-auto magazine. And again, you did the same again. You pump these up with compressed air, quite high pressure, with a Slim Jim special adaptive pump. Put the pellet in, screw it back together, and they loaded in the magazine that went slotted in the grip. Obviously I haven't got any of the guns because they're prohibited and illegal, so no one's allowed to have them. What they did, when they banned them, you was allowed to keep it. You could apply for a firearm certificate for it, which you'd automatically get, but then it wasn't transferable. So when that firearm certificate ran out or you died, the gun was then handed into the police and destroyed. There was this type here. They was for another revolver, same sort of thing. But of course, you see, it's okay to buy the bullets, but you can't have the gun. They're prohibited. I just thought I'd give you an update on that, because some people are not aware that these are illegal, and they've been illegal for quite a long time. So if you've got one, you could hand it into your RFD and he can hand it into the police for you. It gets it off the street. Also, if you've got any other firearms that are not on ticket, like shotguns or firearms, and you found one that your dad had or your granddad had, you can hand them into your RFD and he can get them off the streets and make them legal and hand them in if they are prohibited, or he can put them in his register to make them legal. Okay.